Aw. Shout out to the real. Shout out to the
Shout
fake.
out to the fake.
Shout out to that nosy snitch. He better stay in his place. Get in line. Punk. I'm here. Back. Chad the Saga. Chris, the glove Taylor. DJ, producer, pioneering this rap game. And we gonna get right into it. How you doing, boss?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
Oh man, things are good. Things are good. I can't complain. Shout out to the real. So what's going on,
Shout
man?
out to
I
the
wanted to
entire
talk to you
world.
about phone tap.
Okay. Let's talk about phone tap.
Yeah, I wanted
Phone
to
tap.
talk about the phone tap, man. That's one of them for us. I mean, a lot of people. Phone tap was a big record in New York, I believe. I liked it. That was the jam. So how did that come apart? How did that come to play?
So with phone tap, so I joined the Aftermath after it all. We didn't have a name of the company yet, but everybody had pretty much been selected for the squad. And then I came in like a late trade or something to the team, right? So there was this whole talk. As soon as I got there, I'd say maybe 6 months before the Firm album, we recorded it. Like I got there in June and we recorded it in September. So when I got there, the guys that were producers there, they were like, "Yeah, man, you gotta get some music together for the Firm, man, or you won't get a ticket on the plane." And they kept saying that. Stu kept telling me, "Man, you got to get your seat." And I was like, "Get a seat." I was thinking, shit, we sold 10 million records with the Chronic, nigga. I think I got a seat. So they were all rushing off trying to make music and shit, right? So I wasn't really tripping on that project. I was just trying to settle in. And Dre had just bought 100,000 records and an aircraft like hangar and set it all up there with an MPC and the DAT and a turntables. We used to call it the Dome. So I used to go up to the Dome and just dig and sample and dig and sample, dig and sample. So I came across this sample, but it wasn't quite right. You know what I mean? It was like in the wrong, something had my mind twisted on it. So I just threw it on my DAT and I never fucked with it. So this is like maybe 4 months before the whole shit, right? So then here's Stu and Bud, they talking about getting their ticket, and I'm not giving a fuck about no ticket. I'm like, okay, well, look, since it's like that, when y'all leave, I'm gonna have both these studios so I can really get down, right? So I'm looking forward to them cats leaving to go to Florida to do the album because nobody from New York is coming to LA because Biggie just got killed, and nobody from LA is going to New York because Biggie just got killed, and they didn't want no retaliation. So we decided to do like the mafia meet in Miami. So we met in Miami and recorded for 2 weeks twice. And we did all 6 of those songs. So phone tap. So now team's talking about getting there. So I'm like, oh, look, I'm not worried about it. So anyway, comes time to go. So I'm ready to tell Dre, hey, I'm gonna be here, blah, blah, blah. He's like, here's your ticket. He handed me a first class ticket. Bang. The limo gonna pick you up at this time, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool. So I looked at Stu like, I guess I didn't need no beats to get a ticket to New York, right?
What
So I
studio? What
continued
studio
on,
are
and
you
so we
guys
go to New
in?
York. Right? I still ain't got in Miami. Fuck, I don't remember the name of that shit. It was wherever everybody made hits.
Circle House?
Not far from Miami Beach. Huh?
Circle House?
I got a picture in there. I don't know the name of it. I'm sorry.
Circle House. Could it have been Circle House?
It's possible. Okay, so this studio had a knee room on the first floor, a SSL room right above it. What studio is that?
I'm not sure. Because I know a lot of the big names were going
Yeah,
to
it wasn't
Circle
no,
House. They still do.
bro. It was like 4 rooms in this studio, upstairs and downstairs. I can't think of the name of it. So anyway, I started putting together some concept of what I call mob music in my mind, right? Because I'm like, they're from New York. It's a different life. It's more mafioso. So I just started coming up with these. So they had a few samples going. I was fucking with Charles Aznavour and a few other people. So like Fern Fiasco, I didn't just do Phone Tap. I did Phone Tap, Fern Fiasco. You ever listen to Fern Fiasco? Listen to Fern Fiasco and you're going to be like, it's harder than Phone Tap. It's got the French, what was the motherfucker's name? Charles Aznavour. He was like the French Harry Belafonte or Frank Sinatra. I didn't even know he was famous. I thought I had found some secret shit. Turned out this nigga, it was like, oh, that's so-and-so. What? Nobody knew what it was, though, when I made the record. Nobody knew what it was for 20 years. And then they go, some genius, you give me 20 years and I'm going to figure some shit out, too. I'll tell you who killed Kennedy if I studied 20 years straight. So it was funny to me. I said, it took you 20 years, but cool. It wasn't like I was hiding it either. So anyway, I got this sample. So we land in Miami. So I got a couple of concepts in my mind what I want to do with music, but I didn't bring drum sounds or anything, right? I just got this DAT with these 5 samples. So I'm sitting in the studio and I'm talking to Butter and I'm like, hey, Butter, whose drums are in the drum machine? I'm hitting the drum machine and some drums in there. I got my drums in my pocket. He got them drums. He's like, oh, go ahead and use them. I said, no, whose are these? I want to, He's like, those are mine. It's cool. I said, Bud, if I use these drums, you'll never be able to use them on anything else, bro. You sure you want me to use these drums? Because I have found something that I like. And he said, yeah, man, it's cool. Notice the snare from Phone Tap has never been heard on any other song except Can't Believe, which is a sample of Phone Tap. It's that same shit. It's a snare that you ain't heard nowhere before or after. And it came with Dr. Dre's name on it. That make it like super stealthy and significant. So anyway, so the way we had the studio set up, the track masters were downstairs in the Neve room producing tracks. Me and Dre and our crew were upstairs producing tracks. And so you could hear kind of what they were doing up under the floor, and they was working on Desperado. And I kept hearing this beat, and I was like, this fucking shit is sick as fuck with this guitar. I heard it. And I was like, I got some shit with a guitar, but mine's more wicked, but that shit is sinister. It fits. So I said, okay, I'm gonna fuck with it. It fits the vibe I was trying to set, right? So I said, okay. If you listen to Phone Tap and Desperados, you'd be like, yeah, they go together. So I'm fucking my boy, y'all. Just mute myself.
Yeah, you're a little
Now you
choppy.
good.
Okay, cool. How come I can't see everybody? There we go. Ha, my niggas. Okay, cool. So I'm in my headphones. We got it set up where the MPC is already plugged in, ready to record through the EQ, through the SSL, EQ'd up, ready, banging, right? Plus our MPs was, they were like Ferraris with new engines in them. They were boosted, +6, all kind of shit. We got all kind of tricks niggas don't know. So they think they do too when they meet Bruce Forat, like the guy we used to use and shit. Everybody know Forat. Yeah, you know him because we said his name and you know him now. You don't know who I use today. So when I put the headphones on and I'm working on this beat. So I got this shit going, right? I got Phone Tap is 100% done with the sample in my headphones. Baseline and all right? I'm banging and shit. Took me like a minute. All of a sudden I could figure it out. I was like, oh, I learned how to, so sometimes a loop won't complete the full 4 bar or 1 bar. So you got to stretch it. So they talk about chopping, but what I do is I'll chop a piece and extend it. So that's how I kept, so the guitar would go, you hear, the way you hear that sample played on Phone Tap, you couldn't do the sample like that. the way I did the sample to make it sound like that was I would do the doom 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 doom. I was using the level. It's a 16 level, so you can keep the note going and go lower and higher. So I figured out doom 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 doom. I had to make them stay. So I'm sitting there like, oh, I got it, and I'm about to tell my boy, I want you to play this part, right? Dre, we got this thing where people say, oh, what the fuck is he working on? And turn up the shit all the way and clown the fuck out of you if your beat is whack, right? It's ready to get clown. So Dre see me going like this. So he ready to get his clown on, right? He thinking I got some whack shit in the headphones or something probably, which I never do. So I have never been subject to this, right? So they was like, what glove got cooking? Bang, he hit the button, turned it to full volume, and I sat back like this. And then about a second later, maybe 5 seconds later, the door flies open and Nas, AZ, and the track masters come running in like, what the fuck is that? I'm sitting there like, so what was you gonna say, Dre? He was like, that motherfucker's hot. Yeah, you was gonna clown, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what that when he first heard phones, we got a photograph of the moment all of them heard phone tap. My boy took a picture, and I'm in the back on the drum machine like this. And they all at the board. So everybody's hyped on the beat, right? Everybody, all the producers will stop. They work they up in there like, ah, damn, well, everybody mad because they didn't come up with it and shit, you know, all that shit. So it's banging, just like you hear it, with the exception of it's a Rhodes part, a little, it's a Nord playing that part. So Dre look over and kind of give me the nod and shit. And so I stand up and I go to Nas and them and I said, check this out. You know what? You got the type of voice. I always, you know how the telephone part always be a little part or a background part? Yeah, and it just go away. I said, I want the whole song to be on the telephone like y'all niggas is on the run or some shit. Like you in Malaysia and you in South America, you gotta be on the phone type shit. Them niggas was Philly and New York. They could have shouted at each other, but you know, it's all good. Anyway, so when I told him that, Nas was like, next thing you know, I got your phone tapped. What you gonna do? Sooner or later, we got your whole crew. All we need now, okay, Dre, I got your part. And he said that whole shit. That part that Dre say, Nas wrote that. Right there on the spot. He didn't even put the paper yet. He said it.
Wow.
And then they sat down and wrote the shit and went and busted it. That shit happened in like an hour. Once I made the beat, it was over. As soon as they heard it, bing, bang, boom. So that's how Phone Tap came about. And that snare drum has never been used since.
You said
I'm
something,
a prophet when it comes to shit like that.
you said something about 20 years. What you mean? What they found it? What you mean they found it in 20 years?
So I used the record. Remember I told you I flipped a sample?
Yeah.
Nobody knew what record it was. Nobody. People thought it was original for a long time. And then some guy in 2017 or some shit like that, or 15, came up with the name of the record that I sampled and put it in that Who sampled. They couldn't figure it out.
I ain't taking
It ain't
money
like
for
you
it.
could just go, hey Siri, what song was this sample from?
So did you have to pay somebody or something?
I didn't sample it. Remember I told you, I didn't flip it, I rearranged it. It's similar to the pattern, but it's not the same.
Oh, all right. Cool, cool, cool. So let me ask you something. So during the Death Row days, and Death Row is transitioning to Aftermath. When y'all was leaving, did you know like y'all was gonna start Aftermath?
So let's go back. Death Row did not transition into Aftermath. Death Row continued on a collision course with a bunch of cats over there still doing their shit. While we was over here with no name for a record company, trying to figure out what the fuck Dre talking about he don't want to rap about gangster shit no more. So now, what the fuck we gonna do? He on some other shit, wanting to wear suits and shit, and we all tripping like, nigga, Y'all wasn't the only one that was like, what the fuck has been there, done that?
I liked it, that joint.
Hey, listen, everything the public does, the creators do first. When y'all said, you should have seen the studio, like, we doing this now? Okay. Who got guns? Who got straps? A million motherfuckers all around the world, something, because of my, whatever. That shit should have been The Watcher. He should have came out with The Watcher. And then still DRE, like on the same fucking bing bong on that album, and then put him on his. We had that shit. It ain't like it wasn't. Look, we make 100 songs for an album, okay? And found out Michael Jackson do the same thing. I was like, oh, that's why his shit is so fucking dope. He do the same shit. It ain't just go in like these rock bands, get the studio for 6 months and cut 12 songs. Here you go. And it'd be one that you like, but it's a classic album. All they got is fucking, the album sold 6 million copies. Name a song on that Eagles album beside them 2 singles. 60 million. Fuck, they didn't give a fuck about them other songs. Nobody know the names of them.
No, right.
60 million, like that song about the Hotel California, though.
Wow.
What about that? Don't get me the line up here. Shout out to the real.
So yeah, man, that's how that phone tap came about. It was it's all, whenever I do stuff, it's fully formed, like 90%. Dre'll add some flavor or something, but it's nothing that it would miss in the substance. Like you got good ass gumbo, and somebody go, ha, and it's got a hot sauce and something, and it's good. It's better. But it ain't, it would have been good without it. Maybe it's better, but then you say it's the Salt Bay that tossed it in there. Now you can charge another $100 and it's way better because of the name and recognition. And that's what I was doing. Everybody else was mad Dre name was on their shit, not me. I was looking for, I wanted that.
It's a good stamp.
Because I wanted to see how good my music was without judgment of being people got an attitude like, oh, this motherfucker new. Oh, he think he this. He trying to be this. You think it's that. When you think it's that, you're like, ooh, this steak is good. Nigga, this ain't steak. This is Miracle Whip with some brown dye.
So let me ask you,
go ahead with your steak.
When y'all was in Death Row and old East Coast, West Coast things was going on, did y'all ever have conversations, like sit around talking about Puff?
You mean like, okay, so check it out. When that stuff was going on, we was in the studio, bro. We're in the studio, like, or fucking with bitches 90% of the day. I don't listen to the radio, bro. We was like East Coast, West Coast. Who? Ain't anybody here from the East Coast? No. Okay, we ain't feuding. You know what I mean? Anybody here from the East Coast? Yeah. Well, we feuding? No. Like, what the fuck is this? So as it went on, when Pac, that really it was Pac and whoever the fuck else. It wasn't really East Coast and West Coast. It was Pac and whoever he was mad at. Pac was mad at Atlanta for a while because he got shot there. Pac was mad at the East Coast and everybody affiliated with a certain group of people. Some other people shot at him, tried to kill him. This shit got crazy because, the Bible will tell you your tongue will cause your demise. If you let it. And, that's where all of the wickedness is. Like, so, gotta be paper planes. You gotta be careful with that shit. That tongue, man. And then I be trying to tell these artists and shit, bro, we're on some kind of magical stage because when you say some shit and put a record out saying it, it's like 5 million times magnified. Like Ready to Die. Oops.
I mean, they say
unless somebody did that to my nigga on purpose. Hey, let's name your album Ready to Die. I believe that's how that happened.
Let's name your album Ready to Die?
Somebody told him to do that. He didn't choose that.
Why you don't
Even he knew that was death coming out his when you rap, bro, these cats be rapping about shit they did. The ones that rap about shit they did, it makes shit come true what they do. You understand what I mean? Like when you speak in truth and you throw in future conjecture, that's just right there with the truth. Next thing you know, it's true. How many cats you know made records and then became that? Like Jay-Z.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
He was not that.
Kanye West.
Talking all that shit.
Kanye West. Kanye West. Same thing.
Now, I say this for Kanye. Jay-Z came off as a boss off top, but you just can't be boss off top. Somebody else is the boss. You fronting. You understand what I mean? You ain't gonna be boss off top. I don't care if you're a dope dealer with $200,000. It's somebody else opening that door. You know, you the boss. He is now what he was saying he was then. You feel me? With the money and all that. That's prophecy. That's what the nigga did. You don't hear him talking about dying on no records ever. He'd be like, nigga, hell no. Fuck out of here. We don't do that. We know they know what they fucking trust me, bro. Some of us know what the fuck this is.
So let me ask you, so nobody came in the studio like, yo, fuck Puff, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no. There was niggas, but they was usually
baby oil. You know what I'm saying?
But they was usually coming in the studio saying that. That's the public. They was out on the street watching TV and listening to the radio. They listening to the beat on the way into the place. They security or something. Hey, you know what them niggas said, Suge? Now Suge mad. Suge wasn't listening to the beat. Now he go up to the beat. He didn't even hear what they said. We beating everybody's ass because this nigga said they said it. Real shit. So we was all in it and we was down for it. Whatever. On site. Nobody showed up. We went to work. We didn't go out our way looking for niggas. You know what I'm saying? They knew where we was at. Nope. Nobody showed up. And the same on their side. East Coast niggas kept working. Nobody killed Method Man or shot up the Wu-Tang. Nobody did nothing to nobody else. That shit was isolated. Other things have happened where they gang affiliated and shit. And they, you know, King Von and shit like that. They just get capped. Sometimes cats just get killed. And they attribute it to that shit and they really don't know. Like that happens more than not. Cops only know who did it when somebody tell them.
That's a fact. And somebody definitely somebody definitely gonna tell him. Speaking,
ain't nobody told him who killed Tupac, so they still doing this bullshit.
Who you think killed Tupac?
Tupac.
You think Tupac's alive?
Too much rah-rah, homie. Beating niggas' asses after an adrenaline charged fight in a public arena, embarrassing people and shit. Let's say he didn't do that. You think somebody would have drove up on him and shot him up that night?
Nah, I say that all the time. Like, yo, he had a fight, man. It's clear, like, what's happening. For me, it's like 1, 2, 3, but I don't understand how nobody knows who did it. And everybody was dead, supposedly.
I know who did it. It was 2 cats in that car, Tupac and Suge. And one of them died, and both of them was the cause of whatever the fuck happened. So, I don't know. I just say, rest in peace, Pac. You know, too bad. He's a black James Dean, dude. He went out like a fireball. Motherfucker's still famous and popular.
Yeah.
People don't even know who James Dean is right now. They know Tupac. I love you, Pac. We smoked a blunt together, me and Pac. When we did California Love, I smoked with Pac.
Yeah, what was y'all talking about?
I said, do you want a sandwich? He said, no. You want to hit this weed? I said, fuck yeah. And I hit this shit like 3, 4 times, handed it back. He said, I'm finna go fuck with these bitches in the room real quick. And he went in there and I made the sandwich, ate part of it, walked back to the studio because I was listening to the part that I just laid on California Love, and this nigga's rapping his 3rd part. Like, you know how he does a triple with his vocal? He already laid the verse. I'm in the kitchen. I just seen the nigga. I go into the studio. It's like, it took me maybe 2 minutes. I said what's up to a couple people, looked at some naked chicks in the pool, and went on in the back. Bang! This nigga's finished and busted. And see, because California Love was Dre's single. And then I said, Dre, I thought this was your new single. He says, me and Pac now. He kept saying that shit. It's me and Pac now. That was his record, 2 verses.
Wow.
So was he happy about that?
It's me and Pac now. I don't know if he was happier. Let me tell you something, man.
Was
From
he
me
wanted to do that?
looking, from my body, observing him as a man, it seemed like it was something positive. I don't know what the fuck he was feeling or thinking. He could have been like, fuck, this is fucked up, or great, this is great. I don't fucking know.
Mhm.
I can tell you what I thought. This is amazing. We got another one.
Hell yeah, history was made. And when you talk about legacy of Tupac, sometimes it's not how long you live, it's what you do with the time, you know, you have on earth. And they talk about, you know, Pac's work ethic and how he used to jam out songs. And you just attest to that, what you just said. So he knocked out songs very fast. So rest in
Well,
peace.
it's always that. It's never the time you hear. It's always the quality of the time. He lived 25 years and did that. Beethoven lived however many years and did what he did. We still listen to his shit. Let's see if Pac make 500 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Years.
They said that in the Bible. Got to keep your name alive.
Hey.
So let me ask you something, man. You spoke about the
Hey,
groove.
look, that's what they do. Jesus is still popular, bro. How is that even possible?
Mm-hmm.
He was here 2,000 years ago, and we know him.
Mm-hmm.
That got to be God, bro. Okay, so Jesus went to school with some guys. Name one of them motherfuckers that went to school with him. Anybody other than them disciples that's in the Bible.
Oh, other than the disciples?
Nah. Yeah. You can't, because nobody ever wrote their shit down. He had classmates and shit. He had a homie that fucked with him and somebody he fucked with or whatever, or being, you know, my buddy before. Like, we don't know none of that shit. All we know is what Jesus, that's like with your memories. You ever notice you can remember, God, man, remember that we did this shit and whoop-de-whoop? I always ask the nigga, what did you do right before that? They can never remember.
Facts.
I don't know, man, but we was in this accident. Well, what were you doing like right before the accident? I don't know. It's like the recording went on when the event happened. And then you made a memory of, you can't tell me what you ate for breakfast the day that shit happened, because you won't remember it.
Mm-hmm. So tell me another thing that you remember.
That's your words.
Tell me about something, man, because I talk every story I'm hearing chicks. So tell me the most craziest, groupie, highly dysfunctional story you ever ran into.
All of them was dysfunctional, nigga. All them groupies is like, they're like a breed. Like each city, they even dress the same way. You could go, oh, there goes Cindy. And then she gonna come over and act just like Cindy did from whoever the first one was of that type that you met, that's her name. Like Halle Berry, the finest black woman. No, really, Halle Berry for me is behind what you call it, Jane Kennedy. Jane Kennedy to me is the finest. Then Halle Berry was like her little sister. But the niggas that don't know Jane Kennedy, they or Pam Grier type, they Halle Berry. Ain't no other black actress. You fire off another quick fine one, real quick. See?
Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton.
Ain't no actress.
Actress.
Ding, ding, ding,
Lisa
ding,
Rashad.
ding.
Lisa
Ding.
Rashad.
Who?
Lisa Rashad.
I let you have that.
Yeah.
I just saw Felicia Rashad in a movie. She's 78, nigga.
Wow.
You still tap
She
that
don't
ass.
look like Raquel Welch did when she was 78 either. But you can have her. But there's like Gabrielle Union and all these. There's a few honey bunnies, you know, black girls. Zoe Saldana. She just won an Oscar. I was waiting for one of y'all to say that.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but
she's Dominican.
You see what I mean, though? Halle Berry. Now it's probably Zendaya. The young boys like Zendaya. That's their Halle Berry. Halle Berry's 58. They don't give a crap about her. That's her grandmother. Remember when we was 15? What? You 27? Get out of here, old person. Where's your wheelchair?
Nah, Halle Berry was
especially in some basketball and shit. We would serve them dudes up like, man, we dunking on all y'all old dudes. They 25, but they was the street 25. They wasn't the NBA 25. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a difference.
But yeah, man, that music thing with the so I'll tell you another part of that answer with Aftermath. We became Aftermath, but Death Row was still, you know, doing their thing. And when I left, I left before all this shit that y'all heard about happened. Cause some shit went down in Hawaii, and I was like, I'm not rolling with the killers. These guys are killers. I'm cool. I don't want to go nowhere else on the road with y'all. So I grabbed my boy DJ Jam, who was about to be probably my switch reels. My cousin was found dead in the sugarcane fields in Hawaii. He was in the military. They couldn't find him for weeks, and they found his body like 4 feet from the bus stop. But because if you ever been to Hawaii, you'll see that they'll have like a bus stop, and it'll be a little bit of dirt and a dip, a hill, and then they got sugarcane. Bang! It's like right next to the street, but maybe 3 feet behind everything. But it's like a dip, so if you 4 feet behind the bus stop, you've disappeared into the sugarcane. Nobody will ever see you. And that's how my cousin was found. So I felt like I knew that story then, and I kept seeing that sugarcane like, Jim, you're going to end up in this sugarcane, man. I'm going to take you home.
Wow.
They was looking for him, too. So we had an issue with our show in Hawaii. There was a DJ that was to keep everything hype, you know, between sets and shit. And so 2 things happened. First, Dre asked me to take Jewel's part off of Bitches Ain't Shit for the show. I asked him 10 times. He said, yeah, cut it. I don't want her to sing it. Of course, when we got to the part, he said, and I stopped it. He said, can you get it back? I said, hell no. So she sang it a cappella. She was mad, and he was like, I'm going to let her slide. But what happened was, in between sets, the DJ's supposed to rock it. He rocked everywhere. When we got to Hawaii, they was booing his ass. I'm going to tell you why. Everywhere we went, he could play new music, right? Little did he realize everything in Hawaii was like a year behind. So all the records he played, nobody knew what the fuck they were, no matter if it was Biggie or who. They was like, what is this? He should have been playing like oldies. But nobody, I personally would always check the city before I went, see what they got hot. They won record, and then make sure I have my shit right. So when I hit the town, I can get the cheers I like to hear. He didn't do that for Hawaii. I guess they figured they behind us, so everything is cool. Not so. The booze is so bad that there was a plot to catch him in the men's room, and maybe or maybe not he make it out. I have a friend of ours. I'm gonna tell you who told us. Heron, who was security and shit at the time, walked right in the bathroom because they threw cake on Jam. I was in there washing my hands, getting ready to bounce. DJ Jam come in with cake all over the face and shit, body, all over him, like laughing. Oh, they threw the cake on me. He felt accepted and shit, initiated or something. Heron rolled in and said they threw the cake on him so he'll come to the bathroom. It's like 30 niggas coming to beat his ass. Y'all get out of here. I said, hey, Jam, he didn't tell Jam. He told me. I said, hey, Jam, let's go. Because I had seen, so on the last show, I kind of alluded to a few ass whoopings that I was witness of. But I had seen a few, like when we were, you know, there was once some alleged incident happened in a Midwestern town. I happened upon a man laying on the floor holding his, no, take that back. He ran by me like this in the hallway. And as I turned the corner to see him, I looked back and I seen like 20 dudes coming towards him. So I kind of like, you know how you make yourself slow people down? Like I kind of was in the way. Oh shit. And I'm 6'6", so I'm long across the hall and they couldn't get around for a second. And finally, by the time they got on the corner, I guess he had got to his car and shit. But I heard they knocked him out in the shower stall of the basketball team. That dude probably hates that NBA team to this day because he was that happy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Fuckers knocked out my 16th. So yeah, it was the death row thing. I left. My boy Sam Snead did not leave. Suge Knight had a knack of calling meetings when he wanted to issue discipline. And so whether it be verbal or whatever the hell they did, I never got called to none of those. I wasn't even, you know, I don't sign the Godfather Entertainment anyway. I wouldn't sign the death row. So that's a trip. So anyway, he called a meet after Dre left. I had left. Dre left after me. He figured it out. I always tell him, man, I'm smarter than you, bro. How you wait? You should have left. You knew what was happening. You should have left before I left. So I was the first one to leave. Then it was an exodus. But Sam wanted to stay. He wanted to honor. He's an honorable man. So he was just, they called a meeting. He go to the meeting. We like, don't go to the meeting. I'm going to the meeting. Now, mind you, there's other shit going on in the city at this time. I had a manager at the time named Bruce who owned a car wash on Crenshaw. He was blood, famous for all the Crips. The 60s loved him. Big Bruce. He gave money to Crenshaw. This dude, Bruce, he taught Aikido. No, Hapkido. What's the black martial art? Hapkido? Yeah. The one that black men are better for because their limbs. I think it's huh?
I have no idea. Black?
I think it's Hapkido. Anyway, he taught that on Slauson. Like, he got a dojo, right? I don't know how many degrees this nigga is. Like, he's known to be able to whoop Steven Seagal's ass back then, like, easily. Back then. Oh, it was Kempo. That's what he taught. Kempo karate.
Kempo.
That's made for us, our limbs and shit. We can take a Kempo, my brother, learn that. You'll fight it different than somebody else. Yeah, it's real. So
still
that's pretty much what Jim Kelly was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Kempo and Taekwondo, or not Taekwondo, Taekwondo. Jim Kelly was a kickboxer and he did Kempo. See how he was taking cats out to what his style. And anyway, I know a lot about that martial arts because I'm a nerd from the 70s that watched Channel 13 and Channel 9 and the Flying Samurai and shit every fucking day, afternoon on Saturday. I'm in there. My bike is outside going, why don't you come out? Fuck no, I'm watching the Samurai. So anyway, it was very dangerous, and Snead goes to this meeting. In this meeting, they decide to play Sam Snead's video and take issue with the fact that there's so many East Coast people in this video. Sam is, of course, from Pittsburgh, right? So look, Sam had asked everybody to be in his video, Dog Pac, all of them. Nobody wanted to do it. So he had to get whoever he could because he had a deadline and a budget. So he got his homies, whoever he could, Case Solo, other kind of rappers and shit, and they up in there. And so it was cool until somebody had a problem with it that day. I believe, I don't know who, there was someone in the room that spoke ill of the fact that there were too many. Look, there go another East Coast. What is this? So Tupac allegedly took off on him and knocked him down. They jumped on him. He escaped, but the big melee ensued. I'm sure you heard that story. A lot of people don't know that there's a pre-story to that. Some other ass whoopings happened on the street. It's just like with the Godfather. When they was killing them dudes in the bar, somebody else was getting fucked up over there at the gym. And the nigga was over at the sauna getting choked out like 4 different locations. So, you know, the cops go crazy. That's why they do that. So they don't know what the fuck. They spread them thin. That's a very smart move to divide the cops. You know, your case won't get solved quick enough. So that's why they got different divisions now that do that. Like major crimes would hit all of those. It would be one division that did them. And so it don't matter what city. We come. Who got killed? We coming. Oh, that's just like this. You know what I mean? That shit is real life. You see it on TV, but they got that from life. We figured out how to catch motherfuckers because the cops, they tired of motherfuckers telling. If they don't tell with their mouth, they got to tell with their DNA and shit. Fuck it. And so they got really smart all of a sudden. But anyway, yeah, that whole thing with death row was a lesson in greatness, destruction, rebirth, all that shit. Because when we started, we was coming from the ashes of Ruthless. So then, boom, we blew up. So boom, we the Phoenix. All of a sudden, it's on. And everybody over there is whack. Nobody like Easy no more. They love Dre and Snoop. So it did. When we left Death Row, it's like the shine came off. And so they started hating on Death Row. But then Dre decided to not try to, he might have had a do not complete cause or some shit. I personally do not have privy to the information of why. I understand doing something like that. I could have been there, done that, as long as we had the Watcher or fucking Still DRE or some shit gangster or something. These niggas love that. That's what we gotta. The fuck are you? Okay, let's fast forward to Missionary. I feel the same way. Like, bruh, we the only ones who made that kind of hip hop back. Let's give them Parliament again, bro. Let's just do different songs and flip them different and put different rhymes and do the same shit. They want to hear that shit, bro. They don't want to hear Sting singing with you and fucking. They don't want to hear that shit. And that proof, he sold like that many records. It's gone. It's like, I'm gonna give a motherfucker what they want. It's like a chick wants you to eat her out and all you do is fuck. She gonna find a nigga to eat her out. You better eat that shit out or fuck on, nigga. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose your fans, that fan base. Them same dudes is out there. If somebody came out with a record that was like that was dope, you guys will buy it. And that's the fan base. See? I already know you still something hot come out. You asked about phone tap. That shit shocked you when it came out. Man, I was at the tunnel when the first time Funk Flex played that shit. Me and Dre and Nas were standing next to each other. This nigga was playing back then. Keep your hands where your eyes can see Busta Rhymes. That was the biggest record on the planet.
That was hard. That was hard, especially in the club.
Said, bruh, at the tunnel, you know it's 1500. You know what it is. Yeah. They all got knives and blades in their mouth and shit. You know who's in there. Bitches too. And so the Flex go. Now we standing on that little balcony looking down, right? Flex go, y'all want to hear this? Jigga, 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 boom, boom, boom. They go, ah! The crowd go crazy. But do. And they go, or this. Jigga, 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 do. That phone tap beat kicked up. The top blew off the building. We looked at each other. And Nas, me, and Dre, all three of us, we was like, what the fuck just happened, bro? That shit blew. The building exploded. I guess They knew we was in there. Because that shit, they went crazy for that phone. He played it back to back, like 10 minutes. I'm standing there in awe, like, don't nobody know I made this shit. I came up with the whole idea. They all looking at Dre and Nas. I'm standing there like a proud daddy. Think about this, bro. Everybody look. Now, see, you got to remember, I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm 62. I'm a few years. Dre is 58. So I'm his big brother, right? Yeah. So I always think of it like, if you ever seen Speed Racer, I'm Racer X. He's Speed Racer. He the famous winner of everything. But I'm Racer X. You only win because of me. Because I set the fucking pace. Pops built the shit. That's my car. He built it. But you got it. You can have it. I got a car over here. He built the Mach 5 for me. So, huh?
Ricky Bobby. What's it say? What was that shit on Ricky Bobby? Ham and cheese.
Oh, Ricky Bobby. Yeah, that was when they was Talladega Nights or some shit. That was dope, bro. Let's get him. Let's get him. Take it back, baby. Take it back. I gotta go watch that. That shit was good.
That shit is definitely classic.
It was better than that Tom Cruise movie, whatever Thunder wrote, whatever Days
Ace
of
of
Thunder.
Thunder.
That shit was like.
I
Did
never,
y'all all just when I said that or when you said it? Did you see that fucking logo in your head with them colors? Remember how the cover looked? I know you saw it and you said it. That's a trip, ain't it? So sometimes when you say something you remember it visually and then say it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've seen it more than you've heard it. So you'll remember the picture and then say the word. That's what when I had my brain surgery, the doctors had this thing where they were showing me pictures and I would have to say what they were. And so I asked him, I said, why is that? He said, because your issue is in your communication system where you translate images to words. I was like, oh, whoa, that's deep as fuck. I thought you just, I know it's separate. I mean, who the fuck? I didn't study that shit. I was like amazed. I'm looking at pictures and shit, saying words. Then I thought about how crazy that was. Like, how can I look at a picture and say a word? How the fuck did that happen? That's not a word. You know, I think about weird shit like that, like synapses and why does this fire? Why don't you remember what happened before the shit you remember or after? Like that shit, I want to investigate that kind of stuff because I think that we have all our memories. We just highlight them. It's like a reel and we see the highlights. But if that's why when the Bible says God's going to sit down and go over your whole life with you, because it's all recorded and he in there with you. Don't think God ain't in there. People be talking that shit, but God are hearing them. He's like, you know, I'm in here, right? So all the atheists in the world, just know that when you breathe, you say God's name. Breathing in is one syllable, breathing out is the other. You cannot help but say the name of God in its natural form. It's going on. So how many people breathing on the earth right now? Everybody that's alive. That's like a chorus for God. He's just listening to his name. That's prayer. We don't gotta praise him. We just gotta be. That's why we're human beings. It's fun to praise him, but okay, so if the Bible says you can't work your way into heaven, it's only by faith in Jesus, how the fuck do you work your way out? How come I can backslide? Wait, I'm in heaven. I can't work my way out. I can't work my way in, but I can work my way out. That's bullshit. Don't ever believe that, bro. Chosen is chosen. Just try to have a better life. Don't think you're fucking up. A fuck up is a lesson. Try not to kill, choose life. That's it. Please exercise every impulse that you have that's for life or positive. That's the way you go. Whether it's get money, not by killing or jacking, that's wrong. You can get money just as good. You got the skill to kill and jack, so flip it, bro. Like kill and jack in the boardroom. Like you can read the people, so hit them with the words and make them give up the big money. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, even if you got a corner nigga, like, hey nigga, you know I'm gonna follow you home if you don't sign this deal. That's a Suge Knight move. But that's what I'm talking about. Look what Suge did. He was successful. He took what he knew how to do and did it. He didn't do what I was doing. He didn't try to be like, everybody tries to talk shit about Puffy and Dre with their producing things. Sometimes they make a whole beat, sometimes they don't. Who gives a fuck? It's hot, it's hot. Like I really don't like the mincing of that. Like, or there's guys like I do all of the shit. I tell you this. Once we were at Aftermath, and I got all these superstar producers now with me, right? Everybody's hot. We all platinum twice and shit now and whatever, right? And they talking about who the best is, and I'm looking at all of them like it's like a bunch of puppies barking. You know what I'm saying? The words don't even make sense. I'm like, if I say get in the pen, you know what I mean? Everybody gonna have to run over there. That's what I'm thinking. Like, okay. So they're like this and that. Everybody's big about. I said, okay, I'll tell y'all what. You can do this, you can do that. I'll tell you what. How about we turn off everything in this building and come in and see who can make a beat? Because y'all don't even know how to turn this board on. And then Dre started laughing like a motherfucker. No, none of these producers know how to work the real shit in there. That's why they all need an engineer. Me, I'm an engineer. And I taught Dre is an engineer, much beyond what I would have been able to show. I just really said, do this, What do you think? And it was over. That nigga figured out that shit was theirs. Like, it's like how Michael Jordan didn't teach Kobe. Kobe mimicked him. He copied his shit that he wanted and took. That's what happened to me with Dre. He took what he needed from those are my moves. You know what I'm saying? But nobody know I wasn't Jordan before. Even though I had a platinum record, my record, Chris the Glove, all of that. It just was, you know, what it is. So it's cool. I know that like right now, I'm still creative and I do more because I write lyrics. It started off with writing poetry, and then I found out I could do these 5-line, what are they called? Whatever's. And then I like to rhyme every 2 lines, like 2 lines rhyme, the next 2 lines rhyme, whatever. That's called something else. I'm learning that from my English major girlfriend, you know, oh, you do this. So then but in the midst of that, I always wrote songs, but I had never tried to write raps. Now I worked with great rappers who got stuck, and me and DR would you can always help somebody around. You got a word or they'll say something. You thinking about it with the beat, and you don't say phone's being tapped. Say I got your phone tapped. You see what I mean? Phone's being tapped. What you gonna do? No. I got your phone tapped. What you gonna do? Oh yeah, that's better. But you don't take no writer credit. That's they shit. You just help rearrange it. It's really arranging, but no, we don't get into all that. People don't know how lucrative that is. In the composing world, there's songs that are out. They're called public domain, like Christmas songs, for instance. The songs you know, Jingle Bells. But let's say, so if you go and record Jingle Bells, you can never own it, right? But if you make a version of Jingle Bells, your version, whether you sing it the same way or not, it becomes your arrangement. And that means that you get 85% of the royalty of owning it. So you only lose 15%. And there's something already written that people know. You're welcome. I charge a lot for that kind of shit. And they use so you see how these guys be wanting, oh, I want to get my song in the TV, I want to get my music on TV. Nigga, go make Christmas music. You will be guaranteed to get placed because nobody makes Christmas music. They always use the same shit. I remember when we started making urban Christmas music, my boss let it slip. All of a sudden, all the catalogs was making it. Nobody had it. We was killing them. Then all of a sudden, or they heard our shit. And, you know, if you notice, there was a time when there wasn't urban versions of Silent Night except for the Temptations. You know, your mom and you grew up on that one. But it wasn't nothing really else. Maybe something here and there. Then you go watch, I don't know, The Holiday, and you got all kind of songs. See, it changed. It wasn't there. And then we put it there, and now it's there. It's just like the internet. These kids were born into the internet. They think it's theirs. They don't know of a world before that. Mm-hmm. And then to be able to implement that, you got to have that kind of thought, because I would like to implement something else that you're not thinking about, that it will become something everybody uses daily, you know? You're just not thinking about it. But when I make it, you'll be like, why didn't I think of that? And the world will be like, boy, we needed this. Whatever the fuck it is. You know, whether it's a song or a fucking app or a whole new network of servers so you can get off this internet and jump on another one completely away from that other shit. You know, that's the niggas need. Like, I used to love the dark net because it's really on the same net, but it's lower and layered. You got to go through layers to get to it. Like, you got to use a certain kind of a browser, like the Onion router, shit like that. I can't say much more, though, because I'll get you guys banned.
Going into Joe Rogan territory.
Yeah, we're going to leave that alone. I know too much of that shit.
So let me ask you something. When you was at Death Row, what was you in your relationship with Ice-T? I wasn't doing anything else.
So basically, so I met Ice-T. I told you I met him at the club. We was buddies for that. We did the record. I had him come bid on my record, blah, blah, blah. And then I didn't want to be doing rap music. I was from the church and all that. So I was trying to be R&B. I wanted that check. They was bigger. So I ain't fucking with Ice since 86. I met Dre in 89. I was great. We was friends, but there was no he had all, and it was funny because I was messing with a couple other people. I worked with Don Robinson and my boy C Major and Lucy Pearl and all them. We was in the same building on Hollywood Boulevard as what's his label called? Final Level. They had one floor, we had another floor. That's where Live Nation is now on Hollywood Boulevard, or Rock Nation, one of them nations. They got the building now, but we was in there first. It's the same shit. Like, and then the Far Side was in the corner. They had an office in the back. It was Ice-T,
The Far Side?
the Far Side, the Far Side,
That's the group
and then
Far
Don Robinson from En Vogue. All of us was in that same building within 2 floors.
Wow.
I used to love En Vogue, man. There was some hot chicks when I was a kid. I used to love them. Damn. Whew. You don't
You
know
know
nothing
who
about
copied
that,
their
man.
style, right?
Oh,
Think about it.
who we got? We
Who
got
came out after the 4-girl
SWV.
group?
Talking
There were
about
3
Destiny
girls.
Child?
Yep, you
Destiny
nailed it.
Child.
And then Beyonce used to, if you look at them, you'll see she trying to mimic Dawn Robinson, from the lead singer from En Vogue, on them hot songs. She got the same dresses, same type of shit. And then she hired her own work for her stylist. That's Dawn Robinson's old stylist, is Beyonce's stylist, been in for 30 years.
Wow.
We're doing a movie on Dawn right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
How
it's
is
a
she
lot
doing?
of influence that we got. She'll be doing great after this movie, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm. What happened to the other girls in Vogue? Because you never hear about
They
them
still
doing
out touring, being in Vogue.
You look at it?
Dude, they perform. You know, she sang all them songs. There's a song they got called Don't Let Go, right? That's the biggest selling song they ever did. Rico from Organized Noise, they wrote the song, right? And they produced it, right? So Rico is calling my boy C Major, my manager, my homeboy, business partner with my weed company, Sweets. So he's calling them saying, dude, this shit is fucked up. These chicks can't sing. This song is whack as fuck. So the backstory is Dawn Robinson is not allowed to sing. She can only get paid if she goes to the studio and does not sing, because an executive had an issue with her. Something's going on. So my boy says, listen, Rico, put Dawn in the studio and let her sing this song. Let her sing all the parts. Tell them girls to go have lunch or something. Just produce her. Don't tell nobody. Just do it, and then tell me what you think. And they was like, fuck, that motherfucker got nominated for all kind of shit. As soon as she sang it, hit. They knew it. That's like the pinnacle of our story too on our show. The making of that and that whole point, that's gonna be when you know Hold On and all them songs, all them voices are Dawn. They not them other girls. They got her voice recorded. They sample her. They play her on tape, and she can't be in the group, but they play her parts. Somebody lip syncs it.
Wow. That's
Fucked
definitely
up,
something
right?
I learned today. That's something else I learned today. We doing good. We doing good. Shout out to the real.
I love that.
So
Yeah,
let's
we gonna
talk
keep
about
it
this.
coming, man.
When Eminem came along, where was you at?
I was right there. So that's another story too. So my homie, that's from the D. He from Bay City. He actually brought Eminem out here with the Bass Brothers. He didn't have them songs that Eminem is famous for, but it was Eminem. So the story goes, Dre found a tape on the floor in the gym and played it, or some shit like that. The reality was Jimmy said, hey, listen to this kid. I think really what happened was he said, listen to him, and Dre threw it. And then somebody else found it one day and played it. I forgot who played it, maybe Butter. Anyway, I was in there too. That shit was crazy because the same day, Suge Knight came to this is when Dre was living in Calabasas. Suge Knight came to the house wanting some tapes with like 15 cats.
He showed up to the crib?
He showed up to Dre's crib. I'm sitting in there. Me and Bruce we was in the gym all sitting around. And my boy was like, Suge here. And so Dre, whatever happened, Dre took care of it and they left, but it was tense.
Dre gave them tapes up?
I don't believe so. Let me tell you, man, the Dre I know, I don't know what people be thinking and shit, but so you hear people talk about how he may have or may have not allegedly taken or appropriated their musical piece or something like that, right? You telling me this same dude would let somebody else? It's like telling me Lex Luthor let the Joker tell him what to do. Like, it's Lex Luthor and the Joker, bro. They both bad motherfuckers, and they don't need to fight each other. One of them's too smart to fight. He'll have a virus planted on your coffee or some shit, and you fucking walk backwards all day and end up getting killed in the car. You know what I'm saying? That's Lex Luthor type. You got to remember, man, we're cerebral. We're nerds, bro. We sit in front of computers all day. Yeah, we make music, but we can also hack the grid and shit. You know what I'm saying? For fun, like, oh, I'm over here writing code at the same time I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's beyond some big dude scaring him into doing something. That shit ain't gonna happen. Nah, Dre doesn't get intimidated like that. He might even let you think he's intimidated too. But you won't get the item. The whole point is cats be wanting shit and they don't get it. And he's still walking around. Ain't nobody beat him up or shot him. What can I tell you? I believe the real gangsters is the ones that do what they want.
I agree.
Not in jail, not complaining. When the last time you heard Dre say anything?
I think with that doctor, so we got into it with the psychiatrist guy, I believe.
Right. That was last year sometime. And that turned out to be the motherfucker had to back up off of him. You notice that? And the story, poof, like smoke.
Yeah, damn sure disappeared fast.
Who got power like that, bro? Like, how you go against that kind of power? I'll tell you after y'all go see a successful sortie, let's just say.
Let me ask you a quick twist, because you said you had brain surgery, right?
Absolutely. See?
And how did that happen?
So, you guys know who FloJo was? The track star? Remember she died? So I had what she died from. Matter of fact, I was in the hospital recovering from my cavernous angioma when they said she had a heart seizure and died. I was in the hospital with that, recovering from the surgery, right? I said, she got what I have. And nobody was there to like, because I had seizures in my sleep and they were like dreams. And so I thought I was doing something else, but I was actually dying. You understand what I mean? And so one of them used to be my teeth were flying out my mouth and I was catching them, trying to put them back. That was me having a seizure.
That was the dream?
In real life, I was actually, but in my mind, I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Mine is a motherfucker. They'll have you thinking. So then, for those of you that can't take it, it's going to be a little gross, but so I'm same night, I'm sick. I jump up out the bed and run into the bathroom, throw up in the toilet, right? So I wake up the next day. I see my nanny in the closet cleaning the floor. And I'm like, what's going on? So I had a walk-in, long-ass walk-in closet, and the bathroom was on the 2 doors, right? Big-ass bathroom with a sunken tub and an outdoor view and a walk-in closet. So I thought I went to the bathroom. I walked in the closet, threw up in the hamper, bro. I saw the bathroom, the toilet. I even flushed it in my mind. None of that shit happened.
Wow.
That shit is deep. So it was called a cavernous angioma, which is similar to a blood bleed on the brain, which causes seizures or stroke. But it's similar, but it wasn't the same. It was in a specific area, and it was a birth defect turnout. So they repaired it with some experimental surgery. Same shit that they used to find out what was wrong with me, the brain mapping. They used that shit in Chile and killed 30 people. Same time. Me, I'm at UCLA. I wasn't in Chile. But that shit was cool. I was on Good Morning America and Dateline and some medical journal shit because it was amazing.
So didn't Dre have something wrong with his head too?
So a few years back, he had either a brain bleed, a slight one, or maybe a small aneurysm. I'm not going to put out there. I have no idea what it was, but I know it was somewhere up above his neck and something to do with blood. That's all I know. But whatever it was, I remember he called me. I said, bruh, it's something up with them SSL boards, dude. Sam Snead had a tumor. I had my brain surgery. Now you're in the studio with with this shit. With what I had. He said, I ain't got what you got. He said that shit quick. I ain't got what you had. And then he told me what they told him. And I said, okay, you're right. That ain't it. Because I was like, you surely got what we got. Sam got a tumor, but I got this other shit. They say it was a birth defect, but I know it was that fucking studio. Because we sit over them boards and it's hot. It's heat coming off of them all day long. Like we do that shit like astronauts. You might see it. You might see a launch in your lifetime, maybe one, or you might go and see one in the museum or go see a spacecraft. An astronaut is in that motherfucker every day. If it's asbestos in there, you're not going to catch it, but he is.
Right.
That's how the studio is. We in there every day, 12 hours straight. Something's up.
Shout out to the real. Along this journey, you know, what was your most favorite time along this musical journey? What was the most favorite time that you remember and being a part of?
That's a very good question. No one has ever asked me that question. They've asked me similar, but not like that. My favorite, let's say, era or time in my entire musical journey, I gotta say it was when I was right before the movie Breaking. So I became a DJ. I'm DJing for 3 years, and I'm in a movie as a DJ, and I'm good. Right? I took 2 limos to the movie opening, one for me and my buddy and 2 chicks, and the other for all the homies because they was bitching because we was taking the chicks. So I said, nah, I got y'all a car too. So I've got 2 limos to the movie premiere, right? That's how I was doing it. I made shit 50,000 off the music before the movie, plus acting in the movie, another 10. This is 1984, bro. That's like 200,000 today. And then we was doing shows and shit because of it. We did the Olympics, open ceremony, after party. Remember, the Olympics was in LA in 84. So we did that shit. Like, I got a lot of that era right then. I was walking in stadiums and yeah, that shit. I had my own platinum record with my name on it. It wasn't Dr. Dre and I'm may or may not see my name, but I know I made it type shit. Nah, it was me and who I went and did. And it's always like that. Whenever I do music or work, it's always me and then whoever joins in. It's never, I don't really play well with others. Like I could work with Dre, but I have never really worked with another producer like that. Me and Battle Cat tried that shit. Actually I was mixing his record and he came in and said, nah, and he started fucking with the mix, fucked the mix all up because he didn't know how to mix, but he thought he knew what it was. So I said, look, you mix the beat. Go ahead. I'll mix the vocals. That appeased him real quick. So he did his thing, made the tape and left. And then I mixed the record. I was getting paid fucking 15 grand to mix the record. I wasn't worried about what he was saying. I got more to mix it than he got to produce it.
So during
I was like, hey, you know. Well, I don't know how much he got to produce it. He could have got more than that, but I know how much I got for mixing it. And I wanted him to be happy, you know, with it. So you do your thing. It made me have to work an extra 10 hours, but I love that guy. And I was like, you be happy. We keep that. I'm going to mix these vocals. We laid them over that. It's great. And then the record label asked me to make other versions. So the radio edit was the one I did. It wasn't me. That's how I go. Because just like with music, remember you asked me about getting music in television last time?
Yes.
So there's a trick also, when you present your music, do something a little different. Everybody got music. How does your music end? Everybody music fades the fuck out, right? Give your song an ending, a button, a stab, a ending. Make it end noticeably. Because what'll happen is they'll use your song because they can take that ending and put it anywhere to edit and end the damn cut without trying to make it end. That will get you placed 10 times out of 10. Your shit don't even got to be good. It got to be technically correct for what they need. You understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's how you hear music that you don't really like on TV, because it ain't good, but it works for the scene to them. Mm-hmm. So that's a trick to help your music place. Put endings. Make them have multiple endings. Have one same song, stab, tail, button. You know? Give them options. You give them more options, they got more places to place your song. The other song only fades out, and they love it, but it fades out. We love your song, we can't use it.
So let me ask you something. Did Miss Chalet really break up Death Row?
Again, I left Death Row before all that shit.
I had to ask. I always wanted to know.
I cannot confirm nor deny what Miss Chalet had to do with them. I'll tell you this, though. Watch
I used to be in love with her. I want to know.
So is Andre was in love with her too, because she used to live in his house. We would go to the house. So one time we went to the house, me and Dre pull up, and right when Dre go to put the key in the door, a cue ball come. He had a glass door with these little glass circles on the side all the way around. Mm-hmm. Fucking pool ball came flying through one of them circles. It went right by me like this. I said, because I heard it break. The fuck? That girl was throwing pool balls at him. Like everybody. Okay, look, I know
with that little
what
voice,
everyone else knows or allegedly or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but I tell you this. If a dog couldn't bite you if it didn't have teeth, you know what I'm saying? So she wasn't just taking ass whoopings. Let's just say that.
Wow.
It was like, man, we gotta go. Bing, bing, bing. They in the car and shit. Pool balls. Not giving a fuck who's out there. Somebody gonna get in the head with that shit and die, bro. You play pool?
Yeah.
Pick one of them up. Hey, when I see them in the movies fighting niggas with them and hit them with them, they don't get up.
They're not supposed to.
You know, that nigga will be like, whack, bow. That nigga fell down. So that I did witness. I didn't witness any, but I saw that. And it was like, I was like, that shit almost hit me like within an inch. So I was like, oh shit. What are we doing? Then I backed up. Pew, pew, some more came out. It was like somebody was shooting. We gotta go. Hopped in that slant nose and bumped the fuck out. So I believe that, we were young, bro. I don't think one of us was 30 years old at that time. Dude. We was already, them dudes was already superstars, not even regular stars. Like, everybody want to know what they did, that kind of shit. And I'm like, damn, this crazy. Last week, I was loaning you money. I'm fine. I remember my boy Colin Wolf, he was cold. He grabbed a jacket out of Dre's car, out the trunk. Dre was like, that jacket been in there for months. I forgot that was in there. Kind of put his hands in the pocket. He pulled out a piece of paper. He said, this should say 80,000. Dre snatched it. I was looking for this check. He reached in the other pocket. 160,000. This dude had $200,000 in checks in the pocket. 225 in the trunk of that convertible Benz for like a month.
That's good.
That's how much money they was.
That's good problems to have.
I would have bought a house with that shit. At that time, you could get a house for $300,000. Matter of fact, my house was 360 about a year later from that. So I'd have been like, pop, give me that. I'd have snatched them chicks and bought a house around the corner.
So let me ask you something. Being that you was married a few times, you ever got took to the cleaners?
Well, God got this thing going on with me. I'll never forget this. So right now, my money is in the cleaners, but none of the wives took it. It was never deposited. So I've never received it. Therefore, they have no right to it. So check this out. My mom is a prayer warrior. You guys know what prayer warriors are, right? So she had a girl that was like the top of the prayer warriors at a Pentecostal church, right? Sister Brown. Sister Brown was praying for me and my first wife, and she told her, God said that he is going to bless Christopher and you are going to be nowhere around. Guess
like
where
that.
she is? Nowhere around. So that I've never been taken to the cleaners because that money's just been on. I made it before all them wives and shit, years, but it never, you know, the money from Reckless I still get, but it's after 40 years, it's like $100. You know what I mean? I get steak, but every quarter I make like $500 a year off of that. But still, that's the cool thing, and it's always been mailbox money. Like oh shit, you just open the mail and this money, you know. Way easier than going to work every day.
What's the biggest check you got for music?
82,000 at one time. It was supposed to be a 125, but somebody decided for it to be shorter. But if there were royalties involved, I mean, I'm on records 4 million, 10 million, 10 million. No royalties. That's like with the songs and stuff that I did, sitting on like maybe including interest, like $30 million. So I'll be patient. I'm cool. Yeah. You look at his face. He said, wait,
30 mil.
What?
How you gonna get that?
30.
How you supposed to
I'm
get
sorry?
that? How you gonna get that back?
Hey man, it ain't no such thing as get back. You gotta get forward.
Yes.
You can't get back, bro. That's the wrong thing to be dwelling in the past trying to get some spilt milk. Can't do that.
So
I don't care if it's 30 million cartons of spilt milk.
So
unless you're a cold-hearted killer,
who got the
and you really
30
don't give a
mil?
fuck, and you worried about a record. So there you go. See,
who got the 30 mil? Then?
I told this same story, but watch this. I told the same story to my buddy Jerry K. Right? You know what he said?
What?
He said I lost 30 mil on a real estate deal. That's what he said. He didn't say he didn't have these feelings that you have. Me
He's
neither.
trying to get it back.
The money, bruh. People who, when the money didn't go where it rightfully maybe should have gone, and others are aware and nothing happens, you can consider that somebody that don't want you to have it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say the words or names that are out of people's names that people call these things, because that's not kosher for me. I just know that that's something I've reserved myself to. I got no problem with the shit, bro. It used to bother me. I would cry. You know what I'm saying? Think about $30 million. Them niggas are jumping off of buildings in the stock market crash for way less. Way less. Couple million, 5 million, 3 million. All their savings, all their fucking 482,000 in their 401k off the top of a building. Nah, bro. Money does not characterize me. You know, I'm going to the gym with my homie, and he's like, damn, you wear that when you work out? Like, niggas is going to be thinking you super rich, bro. You always look like that. I was like, bro, rich is in here. Like, if you look rich, it's because you look rich. It ain't got nothing to do with your clothes. It's you. It's something with your face. You look well. You look great. You look rich. You look well off. You look broke. You look poor. The same thing. It's in your disposition, in your countenance, in your attire. So if you take care and being in a moment and take care of your look and your attire, you're gonna be good. Everybody gonna think you rich. Plus, if you work on some records and wear big ass chains and shit, ain't nobody gonna say shit. They don't know what the fuck, bro. But I don't care about. Mike Tyson said something about legacy, and he said it in a crude manner, but he's actually right. Dead man knows. I don't think that we become dead men. I think that our bodies die, but there's also so much stuff in the Bible with when you die, you're with God. You know what I mean? The dead man knows nothing. Then you sleep, and then blah, blah, blah. The dead will be risen. The dead in Christ will rise first. It's like, what is it with death? Don't nobody know. So I'm gonna go with when I die, I'm not gonna really give a fuck what was said at that point. Now I care. So legacy is important to me now. It's another word for that. Like not legacy for later, but legacy for today. Like whatever that's called. Today is see. I need that shit. Like right the fuck now. I need the money. But see, I got plans, bro. I got another way to pull that. Isaiah 43, bro. Look at forget about the past and look at the new thing that I have done for you. I just keep quoting that. I'm really into the Lord. Like, I don't go to church because I don't believe in what their institutions are. I studied all the churches. Did you know that all churches stem from the Catholic Church? Let me put it like this. Anything that says church is part of the Catholic. And if you don't believe me, there's a bishop at your church, I bet. They're the only religion that got that. And that bishop covers the county and all the churches that's in it, whether they're Pentecostal, Lutheran, blah, 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 blah. If it's Jesus, the state one's in the other. And that's it, bro. So I did a study trying to find out about this church. And there's 7 churches in the Bible that Jesus sets up. So I started from them 7. Philadelphia, Smyrna, whatever. None of them exist anymore. And as I'm doing the timelines, a big ass cloud about 1,008 comes across. It's the Catholic Church. And every church that comes after is stemmed from an offshoot of them, including Lutheran, Protestant. They were Catholic. They protested. That's why they're Protestant. The ex-Catholics. See what I mean? They hold churches ex-Catholic. Guess who they answer to? The bishop, the Catholic. It's about the money in the business. So when you see church, that's why a lot of black faith centers say like faith center or like oasis or some other word other than church.
Church.
It's because church is a business that's owned. You notice that Jewish people don't call their place church or mosque. It's temple. Everybody got their own word. If you go in the temple, you are in that kind of a faith. Whether it's the Masonic temple, ooh, did I just fuck y'all up real bad? Or if it's the regular temple of the Lord, Jewish temple. That's temple. So, and then you got, I think they have temple in like Buddhism or some other, there's another one with temple. And they're an offshoot too, believe it or not. They say that Jesus walked the earth and went and taught those people Hindu and some other shit. He taught like all the religions of the world. I was like, that's dope. If I had made this motherfucker, I would want to walk all over it too. I would walk the whole, them years from 13 to 33 is enough time for him to have walked to India and back. With a caravan, you know, on a horseback or whatever, but basically walk. Horses walk or run. They don't drive.
He was on a camel. Shout out to the real.
So yeah, man. Trying to keep it real. Shout out to the real.
Shout out to the real.
Yo, so
hey, look, every circus, man, you can't have a circus without clowns. You got shout out to the fake.
Yo, so let me give me your 5 songs from your era that you most enjoyed. that impacted your life the most? 5 songs
From other people.
from other people, or it could be 5. Yeah, 5 from other people. Yeah, 5 from other people.
So
Let's,
I believe the 5 most impactful songs of my musical career. The first one was Low Down, Boss Skaggs. When I heard that shit, it didn't matter if he was black or white or nothing. That shit was jamming. I think I was in high school. And then Ready or Not, Herbie Hancock. Oh, y'all know that's like more bounce to the ounce on steroids. You know, those songs, I like songs where the bass line was the melody back in the day. I don't know if y'all remember that. But like Ray Parker Jr. would have songs where the bass line would be the lead. Larry Graham. So I'd say those 2 songs, and then Grandmaster Flash on the Wheels of Steel. That's the most impactful because I created my DJ self from reverse engineering that record. So I would not even be the glove if it weren't for that record. So that's number 1. The Adventures of Grandmaster Flash on the Wheels of Steel. And then Parliament, the Motor Booty Affair with Aqua Boogie. Over. Those songs. There's others. You know, it's funny. That question has been asked to me before, but they said they wanted they wanted my musical DNA. They wanted all the songs that impacted. I gave them like 30 songs and they made a playlist. Dub Lab or something like that.
That's
dope. That was a great question. I love that.
Shout out to Real. So let me ask you something. When you think about, because we talked about legacy, we talked about journey, and when you think about, you think about your name, Chris the Glove Taylor, man. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Creativity.
Creativity.
Excellence. You need that dude, don't settle for nothing than your best you can give him. It could be different today and tomorrow, as long as you just keep giving the best. Your best will change. You might have 2 legs today and be in a wheelchair tomorrow. Your best will be a little bit different, but still give your best. Keep your best coming. That's Chris the Glove Taylor. Excellence. Very, very committed to musical moving the needle on music. Our music needs to be considered one of the greatest music pieces ever. So I wanted to, whatever it takes, whether it takes guys like me to explore into creating jazz pieces and those. So I've done all of this stuff now. Me and Dre was actually doing a jazz album. He can play classical piano like a virtuoso, right? So we're gonna set it up like if you notice, big band, they had a band leader, and usually the band leader played the piano. He was dope. He'd get on that shit and play, and the drum and everything would kick in. So that was gonna be the look, right? We older now, so we got to come with fly shit for people our age. So this was like in 2020. So I wrote 4 songs for this album, 2 of which were jazz pieces that did triple conversions. Like one of them started off like not a salsa beat, but like a cumbia beat. Then it switched into a Brazilian vibe song with the whole melody and a whistle and the whole shit back into a 18-piece orchestral finish, So as we do music like this and these things start coming out, people will say, oh, wait, these guys just don't do hip hop. They're great. They don't do hip hop great. They do everything great. They can make any kind of music. Like I started doing music for television and I had to create. Bro, when you work on a cartoon, you ever notice they might go to Paris, Italy, here, there. In like 10 seconds, they done went all over the world. You got to have music for all that shit. Bro, they bring us them episodes, 22 minutes, and they want 20 minutes of music. Cartoons are bumper to bumper. It ain't nothing more difficult than a cartoon. And so if you can't come up with it or know how to research and create, research is the key. Like I'm a researcher. I'm an analyst. I will help you get whatever you're doing. I can help you. I don't care what it is. If you're building a house, there's something I can do that will benefit you out of my mouth that you can go, oh shit, then you're better. And so that's why I want to be a teacher. I want to own my own learning centers or something. I don't know. I want to teach my method of shit, you know, what I do, how I think. Because I'm a critical thinker and I didn't realize that. And now I can never forget. My dad, I used to say, hey, Dad, how you do this? Look it up. Hey, Dad, what's this? Look it up. Damn, man, I just got tired of going to the damn encyclopedia and the dictionary. I don't even know how to spell it. Figure it out. Dude, we had the whole Britannica on the wall and the children's encyclopedia, both. I'm looking shit up. So instead of asking somebody now, you know they're going to tell you to look it up. So you go, well, fuck, bro, what is it? And then you try to figure it out. That's critical thinking. Genius is figuring shit out. That's it. Intelligence quotient is just how smart you can be. It's not how smart you are. It's a lot of people with a 200 IQ and plus that ain't smart. Never did it good in any of the centers of smartness, like school and shit. Hey, look, I saw this dude rolling in like a $300,000 truck and it said 2.0 GPA. And I was laughing to myself because I was like, I told you it was 30 M's, right? I've earned that, right? I wanted to put 1.9 GPA on my shit so bad. Like, I was not for school, bro. Fuck school. But yet I had advanced placement in honors classes, but I'm a D average. Because I didn't want to turn into work. I don't believe in taking work home. Fuck homework. I'm not turning it in. I'm not doing shit when I leave here, yo.
I thought I was the only one that thought like that.
You can't take work. That sets a bad precedent. Imagine if I brought my work from home at my job. Like, they make you take work from home at school. Nigga, you will never see your family. Fuck homework.
Some people do
so
it.
Me and you, we got the same grades because we knew the shit, but it was like, fuck your homework, bro. And so this one it was discovered. I was in the 7th grade, and the lady gave me a test in math. It had 5 sections. 25 questions. I said, 25 questions? I looked at the clock. I answered the hardest question in each section and turned it in, right? So when she gave me back my paper, all of my shit was right, but I got an F because I didn't answer none of the other questions. So I had 5 right and 20 wrong. But they was the only 5 that were done. So my mom took that to the principal like, wait, how is this a fail? Because all of this shit, is it just because he didn't do the work? How you gonna fail a kid for not doing the work? You understand what I mean? Like, that's, what are y'all teaching here? Knowledge and that's when I learned that school is about building workers. It ain't got nothing to do with smart.
Yep.
It's a system to build employees. That's why I failed at it. And you too. And I don't know, you over here with us, you got a job? Where you work?
Apple.
How long?
Going on 6 years.
Oh, that's not it. You good. If you had said 20 years, I'd have been like, nope. You did good in school. You got A's. But my sisters, they teach, they work, but now it looks like they've learned specialists with learning disabilities and such, so they get paid specialist money. Like, they're making $300,000 a year teaching. That's how you should pay a teacher. Not this other shit they be getting at public school.
I agree.
That's wrong.
I agree. So let me ask you something. When you was a kid growing up and you aspiring to be whoever you're gonna be, what was the lesson that you learned that you always carried with you today?
Man, I tell you, I just said it. Look it up. My dad told me, look it up. And everything I ever, like when I got into music, I had to look it up. Remember I told you when I was the DJ, I had to look it up to figure out what was even the equipment. I had to research. So my daddy told me, look it up. That's the thing that stuck me. Dope. Know you're dope. But this guy's not dope. Know why he's not dope. And don't tell him he's not dope. Tell him you're making if you try to do this, maybe it'd be this. You can get it like this. It's always say whack. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that I don't want to harm the next great writer by saying he ain't shit and dissing him so much he go and just sleep for the rest of his life. And you hear him singing in the hallway at 80. Ooh, what a beautiful voice. What happened to you? Some motherfucking dickhead told me that I couldn't do the shit, so I believed him. You can't support, people are fragile. So you got to treat them like that, man. You can't, all that hard talk that we got in our hip hop, I had to give that up, man. Whack. Only thing I keep is the one thing that's the key to hip hop is being fresh. So when you bite, you're not hip hop. I don't care. That's it. So don't bite. You can sample somebody. I don't care. That's not biting. Biting is taking their style. Biting is taking their shit and putting your name on it. That's you're a biter. You know, that's biting is like thieving, I guess. You're a thief if you're, I think. And it don't go with hip hop. I posted a thing the other day. Hip hop needs more honor and valor. Like when I was coming up in hip hop, it was at risk to life and limb every day. You hear the Suge Knight stories, and there's Michael Conception, there's Bruce I was telling you about, there's others, Greedy Greg, there's lots of guys in LA that could or could not. There's Texas, there's Little J, there's, you know what I'm saying? There's Chris up in the Bay. Like they got these guys, bro. You just gotta be prayed up.
Basically.
You can't be nothing else but God. You can't be strapped up. You can't be jeweled up. You got to be prayed up.
Amen.
Shout out to the real. So what's the most important thing you want right now out of music? How do you want to finish? What's the most important thing right now to you right now?
The thing is this, like, this is the funny thing. So remember I told you I had brain surgery. So I got out, I was recovering. Said I couldn't work this and that. And I was like, what? I said, well, can I listen to music? They're like, sure. I said, well, that's what I do for a living. That's what I do. I make music. So I'm going to be working. So when I was recovering, it's a brain surgery, right? So to recover, you have to relax the muscle. So they told me, don't read any books, watch TV. Because you don't think when you're watching TV, you just watch it. That's how I could heal. But I couldn't really do that. So after a couple of months, I got a job working with a cat composing film and television. And that was like being in musical boot camp for the fucking Navy SEALs. You know how they be like, ring the bell, bitch, get out. Ring the motherfucking. This dude was like, I need this shit. Bro, it was a show I did called One-on-One. This chick's name was Betsy something. She was the showrunner. It was 22 pieces of music. She wanted 22 pieces with an alternate. That's 44 pieces. And I always got it with a 48-hour turnaround. I'm supposed to make 44 pieces of music in 48 hours and still be a human being. Explain that. I did it too. That was boot camp. And I was like, so I got over 1,500 registered titles in ASCAP, right? So I'm like Tupac. I got so many songs, there is no end. I'll be releasing songs for the next 30 years, bro. I got music. It'll come out in groups of 10 and it'll keep going and the price gonna keep going up. I probably will have, when I am done, over 3,000 pieces of music and art, including television shows and shit, books, poems. Like it don't stop, bro. Like Tupac, he still got music y'all ain't heard. Like somebody gonna discover something one day. It's gonna be like that with me. People gonna be like, this dude is an undiscovered country. An undiscovered country, not just a person that you, nigga, look. You know them 30 songs you love? He got 3,000 songs. Some instrumental, some vocal, some with other artists, some shit I did. Everything all the Drakes, whatever I've done is gonna be on this work. Whether they gotta work years to get clearances or not. But it's all gonna be on my piece of work. It's called the Forever album, Red Shirt Freshman, the Forever album. You buy it at one price and the price keeps going up as I add music. When they get to 3,000 pieces, believe me, it's gonna be a $30,000 album.
That's impressive. Sounds like a good idea.
And I can't wait till these people start copying, man. I want to see Rihanna and them do it. Somebody already caught on. you got to take your music off Spotify. You got to make your music select, bro. It can't be easy to get to. If you got it easy to get to, it's 0.0004 cents you're going to get. But if it's hard to get to, I get $10 where you get 0.0004 for one track. Like, are you kidding me? Take the $10, Rihanna. Get off Spotify and Apple and make your own subscription service, $10 a month. I set it up. It's easy. Every celebrity, dude, this shouldn't be no one service for every celebrity. Every celebrity should have their own shit. And you had to sign up with them. Yeah, and I got something for Beyonce and them, these promoters. When you buy my album, you get in my shows for free because you're a holder. I buy a certain amount of tickets. It's a list. It's a first come, first serve, but eventually it'll be the entire show. And the people who don't have the album got to pay all that money. Why is Beyonce charging her fans all this money when she should be charging outsiders? Fans should get a discount. Like, yo, you bought my album? 80% off. If she did that, she couldn't do enough shows. They would sell everything out like that. It'd be sold out with fans, not with posters in the front row taking pictures of themselves while he's trying to perform. Trying to get you in the shot. You see them backwards doing, imagine performing a record and this motherfucker backwards filming you and you. Fuck you doing, bro? Turn around and watch. This is a show. So that's why Billy Joel bought front rows to his tickets, to his shows, and gets the people from the nosebleeds and puts them in there because they appreciate his shit. They gonna party. We finna have a party. First 5 rows is cracking.
Makes sense.
Let me ask you one more question before we get out of here. The DJ scene, you talk about the real DJs. Is there a real DJ scene or just DJs that play music now?
What do you mean by DJ scene? Like, you mean a place where everybody goes and
like you see how like you
their
say, like you're a
skill
real
with each other and
DJ, are you a real DJ to cut and scratch? But I know a lot of people that's DJs. Some of them just show up with a phone and a speaker and sometime and just play music. So
yeah, those are playlisters. Yeah. We got a DJ community out here. Bars, vinyl is cracking here on the West Coast, big time. Bars are like now hiring DJs to play vinyl. I started playing 45s now instead of it's lighter than the controller. My controller light as fuck. But I tear their ass up with a controller, vinyl, fucking CDRs. It don't matter to me, bro. I'm gonna light you up. What you want? Choose your weapon. Like, I'm Raj Agul of turntables, bro. And everybody else comes from me. Ask them. They'll tell you. Battle Cat, yes, he comes from me. Egyptian Lover is the only one. He is a co-patriot. We both Raj Agul. You know what I'm saying? Like, us. For this side. You got Grandmaster and them. I don't count. If a nigga didn't make a record as a DJ, he ain't Grandmaster fucking Flash, bro. Like, Kool Herc is cool. You had a party and you're great for starting something. That's dope. But you not Flash, bro. You did that, but Flash is fast. And he made a lot of records, and he did a lot of people came from him, like because of him, like me. And all the people that come from me, he's the original vampire. If he got shot, all my DJs would die. But you know what I'm saying? So the same here.
So check
I got
this.
the Beat Junkies. I got the Rock Raiders. I got all these cats come from my DNA, all of them, every single one of them, because I got the first platinum record on the West Coast as a DJ in 1984 when they were children. What do? You can't help but this is
Flex on
a plaque. It's a plaque. Like, you can't take this. It's history. It's shout out to the real.
But right now,
all right, I gotta go, man. I gotta go hit up my boy Westside Radio, man. See that? Got to do that show at 8.
All right. Shout out
Love
to
y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Chris the Glove Taylor on Instagram. Red Shirt Freshman is the album.
Hold up, Chris. Chris, one more thing, man. Can you tell my man Chad happy birthday, man?
Chad. Happy motherfucking birthday, bro. Finally,
Thank you.
We're going to take you to get your first drink.
I'm with it.
Yeah, we gonna do that. All
Thank you
right,
for
y'all.
coming
Shout out to
on.
Real. Shout out to the fake.
Shout out to that nosy shit. Stay in your place. We'll see y'all next week. Chris the Glove Taylor. We out here. Peace.
Peace.